spend, you know, whatever to fix the house. So, understanding Mr. Hastings has a problem, a potential problem. The question is, do you remove the trees because of the potential for damage? I don't know. There's no legal precedent for that. That's my legal.
My feeling is he's willing to cut the trees down.
Understood. At no cost.
My position is, if he's willing to cut the trees down, why not put 2 trees up a little further back from the setback line from his house?
I'll pay for that also.
You know, this way you're losing 2, but you're gaining 2. So you know, granted, they're 100 years old, they're tall, they're beautiful, but they're a hazard. And I'm going to tell you a story from back when the village of Rye Brook was down by Rye Ridge. And I remember being at the town hall, I was taking a permit out, and a person in Rye Brook wanted a tree taken down because it was dangerous. Rye Brook said, the tree's healthy? No. They didn't take it down. We had a storm, the tree fell on top of their car. And it happened to be at the village department, and the lady was screaming so loud over that phone. You know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. That's just my opinion.
I don't know if Rye Brook has a tree ordinance, by the way.
Yes, they do. They do.
Well,
They're a Tree City USA. They have a tree
Well, I mean,
ordinance.
then
But
we might.
they don't supersede town law.
But they don't, yeah. And
There
it's-
is no town law on this.
Right.
It's a town park,
It's
but
a
we
town
don't have a
park.
law on trees.
But they
I'm happy to let
can't,
them take trees.
No, but it's
rule
a
over the
good
park.
guide, I suspect. And like I said, their arborist was very responsive.
Mr. Hastings would be in real trouble if he was in Rye Brook.
He is in Rye Brook.
He is.
No, I'm saying, if he was dealing with Rye Brook.
If I could just mention to the board, during the recent tree project that we had, where we eliminated about 20 some odd trees in the park for safety issues and trimmed about 25 trees, all 4 of the bidding companies had arborists going around looking at these trees, and we asked them to look at these 2 trees as well.
What'd they say?
That's where the cabling, the additional cabling was recommended, and some pruning, which was accomplished. All right, but none of them indicated that these trees needed to come down, should come down, presented any kind of safety hazard. Now, would they put that in writing? Nobody has put that in writing. Even the Rye Brook arborist has not put that in writing.
In Hurricane Sandy, I had 2 90-foot evergreens on my property that came crashing down that were perfectly healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Perfectly healthy.
Many of the trees that
Okay,
came down.
so, you know, you never know. I mean, I feel for you. I have a number of large trees around my house as well that I've been trying to get a neighbor to take down unsuccessfly, I might add. However,
Have him come here, the town board. We'll make it.
the issue, I think, is that, you know, we're not, you know, we want to keep the park, you know, beautiful. We like trees. We want to keep the trees. I think that, you know, we need to think about it some more. I'm sure if we had 4 arborists go there, I think it was just this spring, right? Because we requested to,
Right.
we had
That
them
was the
look at all the
project
trees
just
in the
complete.
park. And evidently, and they looked at those trees, and I assume if we send them out now, you know, they'll say the same thing, they're perfectly healthy, but as you're well aware.
Of time and resources, personally. I mean, let's assume they're healthy. I'm not gonna.
No, I said, well, they could come down in the storm, and you wouldn't want that happening. And a tree did come down in the storm and hit a neighbor's house of mine, which caused severe damage. So it's not a situation you necessarily want to be in.
It's not about the money. It's not about the.
Right.
These trees
Well,
are so
hold on. And what I'm saying is that, you know, I think that the board should consider, and maybe not make a decision at this point, that if he's willing to go through the expense of taking the trees down and putting 2 trees in their place somewhere else in the park, I think that, you know, if it's, you know, maybe 2-inch diameter, you know, size tree each, that I think that might be a solution we can arrive at. And I'd like to give us time to think about it, but.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. You know, it would have been, it's a shame if you told us, you know, if we knew you were coming, I would have gone to require, I'd like to see the trees.
Please.
Yeah. So I think that we can do it one of 2 ways. We can wait till the November meeting, or I'm even open to, you know, I don't, town attorney, no,
I think you want to check with the Friends of Crawford Park as well, or not?
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to consult with them as well.
Yeah, good idea.
Yep.
They might be in an
Yes.
opinion as well.
All right, so, well, look, I think there's a clear consensus on the board to give it serious consideration, and we'll make a decision next month.
Do we need so much? I'm waiting, you know, I waited a number of years.
No, we'll
Well,
make a
good
decision.
news, hurricane season's almost over.
Don't say that, there was that Halloween years back.
But appreciate you coming, and we'll
Yeah, no,
make a
thank
decision for
you.
next month. We'll know by
We'll
next
make
month.
it, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, any other comments from the public? Okay, let's try and get through these resolutions. American Legion Veterans Day ceremonies, how much are we looking at, Mr. Nowotnik?
I think they're asking for $1,000.
Okay, do we traditionally get this right?
Yes,
Yep.
we have always.
Okay, any questions, comments?
That's a budget item, right?
Budget item, yep.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll. All right, can I get a motion to approve $1,000 for the American Legion Veterans Day ceremony?
Yes.
And what, can I have a second?
So moved.
Second.
And,
We're all confused.
sorry, hope, just quickly call the roll.
Nardi?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Nyors?
Aye.
Villanova? Carden?
Yep. Now, when is the ceremony, Mr. Nowotnik?
I don't have the.
It's on Sunday, November 8th.
Thank you.
That's
Sunday, November 8th.
Mhm.
I guess I
Yes.
usually have to do it on Sunday, no?
Starts at 11 o'clock.
That's right.
However, I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the one where they start at 8:30 down at the marina and they go.
No, that's Memorial Day.
That's Memorial Day.
So
Okay.
11 a.m. Sunday. Okay,
Okay.
wonderful. BRG, Brook, Certiorari, okay, Town Assessor Canower?
Okay, basically, this is a cert settlement on the property at 90 South Ridge Street. It's a 65,000 square foot office building used mostly for medical. When I visited it, the first floor was vacant. It had sold in March of 2014 for $8,888,000. And basically, we're agreeing to reduce it to the sales price. And I passed this on to the village, and they're in agreement, and so I'm asking that we approve this. It's for a 1-year settlement.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
So moved.
Hope, call the roll, please.
Nardi?
Yes.
Collins? Nyors?
Aye.
Villanova?
Yes.
Carden?
Yep. And Armand, the next one?
Next one, similar situation. This is what is known as the CarQuest property on 10 Mill Street, and it sold in December of '09 for $900,000. At the time, it was assessed for $957,500, so we're reducing it $57,500 to the $900,000 sales price, and the rest of the years were withdrawn because they were adequately assessed.
Any questions from the board?
And that one does not require Village of Port Chester
Right.
approval.
Can you explain why there was a large decrease in assessment between 2010 and 2011?
Basically, that's because Vision came in and reassessed all the commercial property, and that's when a lot of the assessments were reduced fair amount.
This is a large parcel of land. This is a huge parcel.
It's also the market.
Well, the market already going down, but
What did you
Going
say
down,
it
but
sold
we're
for?
always assessing a year prior.
Right.
So the 2011 values are reflecting 2010,
Sorry, so it sold for 900,
over 900.
and I thought you said we're reducing it to 900.
We did.
for 2009, and keeping the rest of the
2009.
years the same, but the rest of the years there was a large decrease in the assessment.
Well, we can't change those anyway, can we?
No,
No,
that was,
no.
Vision
I'm
came
just-
in, did a reassessment, and that was the
What
value
is it,
adjustment.
so what is it assessed today in 2015?
Probably a
Assessed it-
little over 573. I can look it up.
Yeah, 573.
And they withdrew all those
Yes.
Certioraris?
Yeah, they did not have
All right,
a
I was
case.
just curious.
Yeah, no, but that's
Now,
what
this
you
is the thing
see.
I don't understand about your profession. Shouldn't we value that at 900 next year?
That's
You
what I'm
can't do
thinking.
that.
Yeah.
You can't.
But we sold for 900, you said.
Sold for 900 in
How much can you take it out?
2009.
How much can you take it up?
So it lost 50%
Well,
of
it's
value?
currently at 684,600.
Right, but how much can you take it up?
Well, I can't reassess a single property on any sale, let alone a 2009 sale.
Oh, the sale was 2009.
2009.
Right.
And again, the
How
market
can it
was,
sell for 2009 to get that big drop?
Well, you said, what is it, six what
There's
now?
2009, there's 2008.
2008 values.
And then between 2008 and 2009.
and we don't know what else may have been included in the sale. It could have been, some
Would you
business.
agree that maybe tomorrow morning when you go to work, you're gonna take a look at this property a little bit deeper?
I could do that.
What I'm,
I could,
I mean,
no, seriously, I can, but I can't reassess.
I'm not
a
saying
single
reassess, but maybe there is something here that vision may be missed. You know, we look at it, this is a commercial piece of property, okay? And now, if I was a realtor, and you're talking about, well, okay, property values have gone down. Okay, within one block of this property here, you have across the street, you have the Terry Lodge that built up that entire block. They built a parking structure. Down the street, you have the Mariner. Just up the block, I mean, this is
But
This
you
is
have
a-
to do
Prime
it-
real
you have to
estate
do it
right now.
based
This
on
is
income.
prime real estate.
But you have to do it on income and expense.
Right, have they been submitting INEs?
They should be. I
Right,
mean,
because otherwise they'd be on.
Right, we.
So I would love to see a little bit more on this property. Do you agree, Christina?
Well, again,
Yeah, I'd
it's
love
gone
to see
from
the INE, make sure that that's
573,
in good standing.
573 to 684.
well, I guess
Otherwise,
there's
I'd
2
like
points.
to buy it myself.
The problem you have,
Wanna go in?
but there's, it seems as we should approve this because
Yes.
we can't do anything about the past valuations.
That's correct.
We
That's
can't, we can't. We should
I
approve
don't
it.
remember seeing this. Had you sent this to me before?
I
This
should
doesn't
have
look-
gone out, did it go out? It went out with all the
No.
agenda.
Before we do certs, they need to run through my office first, and then through the supervisor's office. All
Right, so
cert
maybe-
settlements. So
maybe
I don't
we
remember
hold off.
seeing this, so it
It
shouldn't be
should
on the
have gone
agenda.
out with the agenda
I'm
items.
Voting on the
Let's hold on.
resolution.
Huh? No, I'm not saying hold off. I'm saying we should approve it, but I think it's a fair settlement. But I'm saying
Okay.
it shouldn't be on the agenda until we've approved it. That's what I'm saying. All cert settlements.
To be fair, I think town assessor can now ask me, I assumed you saw it, I apologize.
No, I'm not, in fact, neither of these have I seen. I'm not saying don't approve them, but I said, I'm not sure if something changed.
Okay, well, can we make sure then,
Yeah.
it's not a part of the package, town
It shouldn't go on the
town
agenda.
attorney
unless I
Noto
say
shall
it.
see them before they.
Okay.
All right.
But I know, I recommend the, I mean, I'm.
Yep, I understand. Okay, can I get approval for this property?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Hope call the roll?
Norton,
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Myers?
Yes.
Villanova?
Yes.
Clark?
Yep, okay, resolution D is pretty straightforward, we met in executive session, I think we approved this is the property, right, Paul?
This is the property, it is two properties we took in RAM. It has, I think, 20 or 30 million in federal tax liens, some state and state liens and judgments. We have an offer to buy it for the taxes owed to the town, which we believe through November 30th is about $202,000. They've agreed to pay up to the date of closing, so if we close in December, we would get that additional money plus costs. They do want to do an environmental first, so they would have to agree to enter into a hold harmless with the town, which I will prepare. So essentially, this resolution authorizes us to do the hold harmless, for you to sign contracts and the indemnification agreement, and to sign deeds and transfer docs if we get to a sale.
Perfect, we know we discussed that, we approved, can I get a motion to approve?
Just
Oh,
one
sorry.
question. In terms of the hold harmless, in terms of environmental, how long are we on, do we wait for that?
What do you mean?
I mean,
They
evidently.
can't go on the property without it, because it's our property.
All right.
So the point is, if any of their contractors get hurt while they're doing the environmental, we're not liable. It does not indemnify us if there is environmental damage. I mean, we are the owner of the
My
property.
question, how long before we know if there are environmental?
Oh, I think we know fairly quickly. If they want to close like in a month, I don't know how they're going to do it. So they're going to do a phase 1 and a phase 2. I'm skeptical they could do it that quickly, but we'd know pretty, within 30 days. 30 days.
Terrific, can I get a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second?
Second?
Hope, call the roll?
Norton?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Myers?
Yes.
Villanova?
Yes.
Carden?
Yep. Okay, we've done these other resolutions. Crawford Park Mansion exterior painting, Mr. Nowotny.
Okay. This is pursuant to all the various projects that we've been looking at. This is one of the phases, was the painting. I think you all had a copy of the RFP a while back. We did receive 5 bids in terms of putting this out. We are trying to recommend here company Service Unlimited. They are a Portchester firm. In fact, 4 out of 5 bidders were Portchester firms. And we have worked with the town attorney to draft the contract that's before you. There was some concern, to give you an example, the second bidder, not far behind, only about $4,000 or $5,000 difference, but the second bidder refused to deal with prevailing wage. We couldn't consider. Once you started to get past that, now you are doubling and even tripling costs. If you looked at some of the other bidders, the high bidder being $98,000 against the contract that we're looking at of $35,700. We checked their references. They do a tremendous amount of residential housing. And by residential housing, I'm talking about residential housing in the southern Connecticut or Fairfield County area particularly. Scarsdale, a lot of big homes they do, and that's what we see Crawford Park as. It's not much different than a big home. Excellent references. Many people have used them more than once in the last several years, so they are calling them back. And we feel very comfortable. So, we have really nothing bad to say here. We'd like to get approval because they're saying the job will take approximately 20 to 25 working days. That's what they feel the project will take them to get done. They are restricted. They cannot paint if the temperature is below 40 degrees. Our feeling here, well, understand, our feeling here is that we will have plenty of days that are above, 45 or so. So we don't think that there's a problem in going forward here. I do want to point out to the board that we did anticipate one item, and that was that the windows and doors project may not be completed. So what we had done was we exempted the windows and doors from the painting, assuming that the board was going to go ahead and approve a window and door project. What you're seeing here are 2 split costs, and that is that they would come back in the springtime after the windows and doors were completed, and they would then redo the exterior frames of all the doors and all the windows, and that's why you have 2 separate pieces in the contract. All right, I don't know if I'm making myself clear. All right.
Perfect. Okay, so, any questions for Mr. Nowotny?
No.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Hope, call the roll?
Yes.
Collins? Yes. Myers?
Aye.
Villanova?
Yes.
Carden?
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank you, Bishop. Now, thank you for all the hard work on this. Now, let me ask this question. Let me ask my experts, Mr. Nardi, Mr. Neoris, and Mr. Villanova. I mean, can we run into problems if we run into a cold snap?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would,
Yes, you will.
yes, you
Is that your technical house?
My question would be, now, during the day, granted, we'll have above 40, but like the last couple of nights, it got below freezing. And that
Right.
paint's still gonna be wet. What's gonna happen then?
Well,
Can
understand.
I ask the question differently? Does it make sense to wait?
Yeah. that's
I
what
would
that's
wait
what-
till the spring.
That's what I
Huh?
want to know.
Why are we rushing now? I mean, I'd love to see it beautiful. I really love to see
But I
it
also want it to
done.
last.
Huh?
I also want it to last.
But what does the rest of the board feel?
I think the spring is the way to go.
Can you
because-
guess, if you get halfway through, you're really in bad trouble, right?
Yep, no.
Well,
You can do one side of the house, you can do 2 sides of the house, you can do 3 sides of the house. If you have the appropriate weather conditions, you can get a lot of work done. Recognize something. The actual painting itself and I'm talking about either the undercoating or the finish coating, doesn't take very long. The real time that's involved is the power washing, the stripping, the sanding, the surface preparation, and the carpentry repairs that are going to be required. There are going to be quite a few carpentry repairs in terms of the bases, the sills, et cetera, those kinds of things.
What kind of a guarantee is this service limited providing us?
I don't know what you mean by guarantee. They're going to guarantee that their process is a good process. They're going to guarantee the paint that they're using is Benjamin Moore paint in this particular case.
The whole thing is here is that, you know, once they're done, I mean, if 6 months down the, you know, springtime comes and then all of a sudden we see there's a problem with the paint, are they gonna come and make good on it? Or we turn around and say, hey, listen, you know, there's an issue with the paint, are they gonna make good on it? If, you know, I think that's the assurances that we need. It's not that, you know.
I'll add one to that, and it's that if they start the project and it cannot be completed due to temperature, will they pick it back up as soon as
Yes.
they're able?
Yes, that was discussed, that should they have to stop because of weather conditions, they would stop. At that particular point, you might have part of the mansion partially sanded.
When are they gonna start?
Kind of.
They are prepared to start this week if they get approval.
If there is a stop because of weather, is there any additional cost if they have to pick that up in the spring?
There was no additional cost mentioned in terms of stopping. That was one of the reasons why we had the split costs in there.
Your good reputation's on the line here. What is your recommendation? What's your weather prediction? When we looked it out, I think it sounds, if we can, in other words, if there's no problem, if you get it halfway
Trying
done,
for it.
yeah, let's just,
Just go for it.
ready?
The prep work is gonna be the longest.
Right.
You know, that, you know, like you said, it's power washing, the sanding, getting everything ready to be painted, it takes the longest. When they go to paint, they're gonna knock it out. But I get worried about, and I know the paint sets fast, and especially the primer sets real fast, but with a cooler temperature, I think the paint's gonna take longer, and the dampness, it's gonna take longer to dry. And my concern is what happens if it's still wet or damp, and then you get a freeze at night. That's what I'm concerned about.
I'll tell you what, would you mind talking to, we've approved the project, right? So you would, Martin, Mr. Nardi, would you mind talking to the vendor?
Yeah, I'll talk to them.
And just get, if you get comfortable,
Yeah.
if you tell, and if you're uncomfortable, then, you know.
I'm comfortable talking to them. I don't.
No, I'm saying, once you've
With the
spoken with
results.
them,
Oh, yeah.
I'm prepared to give Mr. Nardi the green light, that once he give you the authority to give him the green, because we've already approved the project.
Right,
Yep.
we're gonna do it one way,
We're
whether
gonna
it's
do it-
right this second
Yeah,
or.
and so if you feel comfortable after having spoken with them, that it's okay to go ahead, then I'm perfectly prepared to let you go ahead and.
I'll call them tomorrow.
Great,
Okay?
perfect. All right?
Very good.
Good. Excellent. All right. It's good to have people know what they're doing on the board. Windows.
Okay.
This is just a discussion item, correct?
This is just a
All right, so let's just
discussion.
talk about it, and let's keep it to 5 minutes. I want out of here by 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep, so any questions on, well, why don't you just sort of briefly?
Well, let me brief the board. We had passed, or we had emailed the board the bid documentation itself. It's extremely complex. The bidders are not necessarily bidding precisely the exact same way. There are inclusions and exclusions in terms of what they're putting in what column. What we tried to do, and hang on a second, I want to give you the latest information here. Because even the document that we provided you, there have been corrections to. So these are the only 3 bidders. We had 5 bidders, 5 contractors that came to take a look at the place, but only 3 submitted bids. And you'll see here that the bids range from a high of $381,000. The next one down is $326,000, and then the lowest bidder is $238,000. All of them are reputable products that they are representing. All right, we're talking, the low bidder is the Anderson Renewal product. Now, he did bring in a sample of his work. We have other samples coming from the other two contractors. That just they could not get them in time. The high bidder is Marvin Windows, something called Integrity.
I think we can see the high bidders. I'm sorry to cut you off, but in terms of what's your recommendation?
Well, my feeling here is this is an excellent product, the Anderson Renewal product. It's been around a while, it's been tested. It is, if you look at it, if you touch it and feel it, you would be hard pressed to tell that this is different than what we currently have. In other words,
Right, this is fine, so you're recommending the low bidder?
that's what I'm recommending, yes.
Okay. You have questions for Mr. Watley?
Not voting on this, we need.
No, we're not. I guess the question, how are we gonna make this happen then?
Well, I need some assistance. As I emailed you in
Yeah.
prior emails, I was looking to see if I couldn't get an architect to come in on a one-off. That was not successful, that attempt.
What
Well, I emailed two architects to find out, here, can you help me get through these specifications and get down to a better recommendation?
we need to pay for that, I guess.
Yes, that's correct. Neither architectural firm, both Portchester firms, responded in terms of indicating they would do so.
You were looking for a freebie?
No, I was looking to pay.
No,
Yeah, it's a very small task, but for me, it's an extremely complicated task because I'm trying to put this thing together, and as you look through the bids, you will see that they don't line up, even though we submitted documentation. Yes.
Let's try and find a solution here. We're working very closely with an architectural firm. Can't we just give them a little bit more money and then have them work through this?
Mr. Supervisor, that was one of the firms that
No, I understand, but you also had them working around the clock to get our CDBG.
Yes, that's true.
That's probably why they're done.
All right, so,
Huh?
That's probably why they're done with
but
that.
here's the thing too, Bishop. It's hard for us to be responsive to help with an issue that happened weeks ago when we're hearing about it tonight. Please, pick up the phone and call us, and, because we can massage things, at a time where it's not the meeting.
Well, tonight, the good news is this is a discussion, so,
Yeah.
Mr. Nowotny, we also talked about providing him with some support on this, and I guess in terms of the timing, what's our timing to try and get this done?
Well, this job you can do just about any time, all right? It can even go on during the winter. All right, the issues here, however, are much more serious, and that is when you look at things like the solarium, those very large doors, those become very custom. That's where a lot of the money is. They're recommending certain things that may alter the look. If you look, for example...
I understand,
Okay.
I want to try and, so if our timing is, my point is, why don't we go to the firm we've been working with and say, all you need is half a day or a day in November, is that correct?
Yeah, to review the bids and
Yeah,
perhaps
so,
help
let's
analyze.
encourage the firm we've been working with to do that. If you still get a no, then we'll keep searching.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, I'm very confident we can make it happen.
Okay.
So we'll get you the architect. I think it's important we get you that support.
I
So-
do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I am trying to explain, however, there are fundamental alterations to the appearance based on the products that are being recommended. In some cases, for example, they wanted to cut the door short
What are you trying to-
and give us a transom.
I understand that, but
All
my
right.
question is, why are you telling me that?
Because I don't see myself changing the physical structure or physical appearance of the mansion, because I don't see myself as having the policy right to do so.
I agree with Bishop.
I agree
But what they're
with him
looking to do is that you
I
have
would
some
want
doors
to
there
get
that are possibly 7 foot plus.
But how are we going to get to a decision is my question.
Is that Bishop wants to make this a collaborative effort
Yes.
to where the decision like that is not like putting paint on the wall. This is a decision that's gonna change the look.
Oh, right.
And the structure, so I'm willing to put my name on it and
Me
make
Oh,
that
good.
decision.
All right, so you guys are working
So
official on
That's
this?
fine.
All right,
And
great.
listen,
Fantastic.
sometimes it's not about the replacement. Sometimes it's about paying the money to redo what's there already
Or,
and be done with it.
and sometimes, you know, you consider the change and
Yeah.
it's a good change, or it's
Beautiful.
fine.
So you two will work with Bishop on this, yeah?
Yeah.
Have
Take it
fun.
forward. Fantastic. Great. Thank you, Mr.
very
Armand.
much.
Good.
I do appreciate it.
Okay, where am I? I've lost my agenda. I lost my
Reports.
compass.
Reports.
Reports. Oh, great. Okay, who's up first? Mr. Noto.
No, nothing to report.
In-rem, nothing, no in-rems?
Well, some money's coming in, but it's still
Some
early in the
money.
process.
Has there been any information on 1 Betsy Brown Road? Has anything come your way? The fire review?
No. No,
Yeah.
What happened?
Thank you, Mr. Noto. Honorable Mr. Mecca.
No report this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. No taxes coming in, huh?
No, it's
People
quiet-
could take a
quiet
month
time of
off.
year.
Thank you, Mr. Mecca. Town Clerk Vespia.
I submit my report.
Thank you very much. We're on a roll here. Already, Mr. Noto, we already did. Town Assessor Canower?
Nothing new to
You've been
report.
excellent. Mr. DeCresenzo. We have your report. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. DeCresenzo? We also want to executive session. Anything you want to highlight in your report?
Only that we did, as per last meeting, we contacted those previous companies that were going to make proposals, and they no longer have interest in making the proposals, so new bid packages are being prepared with the new specs to be advertised.
Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful. Excellent. Any further questions for Mr. DeCresenzo?
No.
Okay. Mr. Nowotnik, you Crawford Park, anything? Okay, terrific. Councilman Nardi.
No, no comment.
Councilwoman Collins.
I don't have any. I'm very, very pleased with the presentation that the Friends of Crawford made, and that's it's a very exciting time for Crawford Park right now. You can feel the momentum, and I really think we're headed in the right direction on many of these projects. And, it'll be great to see how this all turn out.
I think
Keep our
that's...
fingers crossed.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. Councilman Diorst.
No comment, thank you.
Deputy Supervisor Villanova.
Okay, so a couple quick things. Number one, want to remind everybody to attend the Veterans Day ceremony on November 8th at 11 o'clock. And that's at the monument on the corner of North Regent Street and Westchester Avenue. I want to congratulate a lot of the youth sports throughout the town of Rye, not only Port Chester, because that's where we are tonight. But our area here, the town of Rye, the students, the programs throughout the town of Rye with our schools and outside of the schools are incredibly successful. And that just shows to the hard work that the students and the athletes are putting in, as well as their coaches. So I want to give them a quick shout out. Want to remind all the kids during trick-or-treating that's coming up the next week or so, week and a half, 2 weeks. Please be safe. Make sure you got the flashlights, something bright. Make sure that you have some adults with you as well. I also want to, in your packet is a resolution that I just want to make sure the board takes a look at. And I want to see if we can get this on the agenda for next month. Possibly make this a local law, maybe the last local law for 2015 that has to do with unmanned aerial vehicles. As you know, I was up at Crawford Park this past weekend, and there was a large, lack of a better term, a drone in the air, and I'm looking at all these little kids, and I said, this thing fell out of the sky, they're done. So I think and I did some research, I did a lot of research actually, and there are very few states that will take the stance on this. There are very few municipalities that have taken a stance, but we're not alone. But I do think that it's
Why don't we do
something.
it tonight? I mean,
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Well, if it's a local law, though, we need
Well,
to
you can do
have.
the resolution, it's fine. I thought, as you know, I just saw recently that the the Homeland Security or the Transportation Board is now going to require the registration of private drones.
I did see that.
Again, there's an enforcement issue with us as we don't have a police department. And we might want to touch base with Brook to see how their PD feels about, enforcing it. But you can certainly pass a resolution saying drones cannot be flown over Crawford
Be
Park.
part of our rental
There's
agreement as
also a
well.
national FAA law.
Well, I think there is some FAA regulations,
That
I'm
says
not aware of them, but
Can't fly them within 5 miles of an airport.
Yeah.
It's become very popular during weddings and events for standard
Oh, is that
photographers
right?
to
Oh.
have these as devices, so it could be part of our rental agreement
Yeah,
if
let's
we
just,
want.
I agree,
in
let's,
that
Bill,
respect.
that's a great idea, let's just do it today. And then if we have to do a public law.
You can do a resolution tonight, we can do a local law later if we can get to that.
Okay.
I'm happy
that's,
to adopt
I mean,
this.
we have the resolution, you've already circulated.
And this is something this is a resolution that's not just for Crawford Park, it's for Ride Town
Ride Town
Park,
Park as well,
for all,
right.
the town of Ride.
So
Now,
they have to consult
my-
with Ride Police, I suppose, as well, as far as.
My question would be, like you said, like for weddings, I know like the photographers now, they're using
Right.
it to get area views.
Exactly.
Well, we wouldn't allow them to do that
Well,
at a wedding?
I'll just read I'll read the last two spots here. One of them says that the town board of the town of Rye will only allow lawful operation of unmanned aerial vehicles by law enforcement, government operations, United States military, emergency services, and specific operations designated in writing by resolution of the town of Rye. So that puts us in the driver's seat. We don't know if we're going to want to grab a photographer to do topography for us or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Well, if that's the case, that could be a possibility.
Could be coming.
Yeah.
So I think that this is, I think it's something to go in the right direction. So-
Good, can I get a motion to approve said
Not a drone,
resolution?
that's the assessor.
So moved.
Okay, I got,
Going on record.
got a second?
I'll second.
Okay, call the roll home.
Nardi,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Nyors, Villanova,
Yes.
Wait,
Barbara.
yours didn't, yours didn't get it out, did you want
Yeah,
to?
I'm going to abstain from that.
Oh, okay.
You got a drone in the backyard?
I don't have any drones, but.
Okay, all right, yes, Carmen, yes. Is that it, Deputy Supervisor Malone?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm surprised that the board has forgotten. This is our last board meeting before the election. So I just wanted to encourage everyone at home to go out and to vote on election day, Tuesday, November 3rd. Next time we come back, there'll be new control of this board, correct?
Well,
January.
Pending control.
not till January.
Right, not till, so there'll be new people in charge or about to be in charge, so.
The transition will begin.
Again, I really want to encourage people to go out and vote. It's control of the Rye Town Board. It's a very important election. It's our democracy at work, so I just want to encourage everybody to do that. And the second thing I want to do is, whoever wins the election, I want to certainly commit my services, and I'm confident in this board, to make a good transition and to assist in the transition. So we want to open up the town to make the transition as successful as possible. And I know this board, we got Mr. Nardi and Mr. Villanova, Deputy Supervisor Villanova, are going to be here another couple of years, but I did want to certainly commit to make that transition as easy as possible. With that, can I get a motion to bring the meeting to an end?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.